Hey guys, this is Builder, and this is a video of my team game with me and Core versus Scradgem and Zyko. So, I know it's been a long time since I made a video, but I played this game recently, and I recorded it, and it's actually pretty exciting, so hope you guys enjoy it. And, I don't know, I make a couple of mistakes, which make the game a little bit more exciting than it might have been. We'll see how it turns out. So, we have Aztec and China, two very strong civs. Aztecs will get the nice growth throughout the game with their building. They'll also get the unique Jaguar warriors, which will be nice when you upgrade them to swords. And they also get culture whenever they kill something. On China gets the paper maker, which is a library that gives you gold. I have the Chokonu, which is a very nice crossbowman replacement, and I also get stronger Great Generals, which is very nice. It's like a 15% combat bonus with Great Generals. So anyway, I'm doing a pretty standard start. Monument, Granary, Scouts. I found the Iroquois. They are very close to me, which is somewhat worrisome. They will be able to send Mohawks at me very quickly, and we will have to defend them. So to kind of counter that, our team has gone pottery and then straight to iron, skipping animal husbandry, so that we will be able to see our iron suit more quickly and hopefully hook it up before the Iroquois can get to my capital. My capital is a pretty nice defensible spot. It's got a river covering most of the tiles in front of me. I have some forest around me, which will get where the Iroquois get a combat bonus, so I'll be trying to chop as many of those around my capital as I can before they get to me. Yeah, I have a wheat and a deer, which will both be a better resource when I get my granary, so I'll get some very nice growth in my capital. And the Iroquois just found me, so they know where I am. You've seen my capital. And yeah, again, we are very close to each other. I haven't counted, but it looks like about 8 tiles. So they will be able to get Mohawks on us pretty darn quickly. They also have Egypt, which is generally used for their big bonuses, the Wonder bonus, and then they also have a less known bonus is their unique building, which is a unique temple which gives you happiness, which is very strong, because happiness is very important because it allows you to have more anything, more population, which gives you more of whatever you want. As for my settler, I took the free settler from Liberty because I have a mining luxury, so I'll be able to counteract the happiness of the new city with the mining luxury. One problem I have is that I haven't scouted the area around my capital very well. I certainly do not want to be settling towards the Iroquois, because that would make it easier for them to take that city. The capital gets a base combat strength bonus, so I want them to be attacking that, because my capital will be at around 9 or 10 strength, and a new city would be at like 6 to 8 strength, depending on if it's on a hill. So I'm definitely want to found my cities behind my capital, so I can be better defended. And again, a problem with me not building a scout. I might have wanted to have built a scout before the granary so that I could scout the area behind me to be able to find a nice spot for my settler and not just be wandering around. It's not really a good idea to be wandering around with settlers like that, because the other team could have scouts behind us and they could snag a settler, which is a pretty nasty thing to lose early on. And I've certainly done that many times. So I'm looking for a good city spot, and I found a really nice one. It will have a marble and a wheat and a deer and another hill, so that's a very strong city spot right there. But I kind of turn of events, I see Fountain of Youth, and Fountain of Youth kind of overrides the that spot, because Fountain of Youth is really important. It'll give me 10 happiness and double healing for all units that have been next to it. You know, come to think of it, I might have been able to pop in another city and then put my next city after that, next to Fountain, but I could have settled in that really strong spot. because I'm at 5 happiness right now, and so I wouldn't have gone unhappy, because the city cost 4 happy, I would have been at 1, would have been able to grow twice. So, but instead I opt for the fountain. And another problem I do is that there's an incense which I didn't notice at the time above that city. Ideally, I would have been founding nearby that incense so that I could hook up that luxury, because that's actually another unique luxury which I do not have access to at this point. So as you can see, I've started working on the forests around my capital so that the Iroquois won't get a combat bonus there. Also, I'm just scouting around behind me to see if there's anything else I don't want to miss behind me. Just working on a granary back there. That's one small mistake I'm making. I should probably be building military at this point, because with Fountain of Youth, if we can survive long term, our victory is pretty much guaranteed. So I should be focusing on not losing in the short term, because that's the only way we could lose, probably at this point. Unless we do some other major screw up. Anyway, my iron tile is nearby my capital, but it's on an awkward spot, and for some reason my city really does not want to acquire that tile, which is going to be problematic, because I'll have to be getting iron from my teammate, and he only has 6 iron, so we will be somewhat limited in the number of swords we can have early on until we can both hook up new sources of iron. So I'm going my standard social policy path with free settler, free worker. I could go republic instead of the free worker, but I don't know. I want to get workers to chop the forests and to mine up my gems. I'm going to put a scout out there so I can see the Mohawks coming, hopefully. Building up my horse tiles so I can get more production from those tiles. I also want to chop the forest on the Gems Hill so that it'll become a more productive tile land so I can mine it. With settlers, growing, you don't want to be growing when you have settlers, because although excess food is turned into production, you don't get plus 50% production on it. I adopted the social policy, which gives me plus 50% production of settlers, and that doesn't apply to the excess food, it only applies to the hammers, so ideally you'd be focusing in on only hammers. And so as a general policy, it's better to be in production focus when you're in a settler, and in fact, you don't starve when you're making settlers, so it's a good thing to be. If you can make your city starve while you're building a settler, your city won't starve because it's training a settler, so it's just automatically stagnating, and you'll be getting extra hammers for essentially free. Anyway, the walls would be an interesting build at this point. I mean, it certainly could be useful. It would put my city strength up to like 13, 14, which would put me above. Like, it would make it very hard for Mohawks to take it, especially over a river, because they'd be attacking at 8, 9 strength, and I'd be at 14 strength, so that would be a pretty bad loss. Anyway, but I'd want to build that more close to the time where they're actually coming, because I don't want to build it before I need it, because I could be building something else which could be benefiting me. I messed up and I moved a worker off of the gems. I should have kept it on the gems. And I'm clearing all the forest around me, so the Mohawks get a bonus in it. I'm thinking about buying my iron tile, but it would cost 65 gold, which is a lot. I would probably buy it if it were only 30 gold, but 65 is just a lot to stomach. That's pretty much one less warrior upgrade I'm getting if I buy that tile. So ideally, I can just get enough iron from my neighbor to support me. I'm checking on the Iroquois gold, because I know that they are planning a Mohawk rush, and so once all of their gold goes away, it's likely that they would be getting ready to attack. Anyway, I try to snag the scout, but I kind of forget we're not really at war. So, I don't know. I think I let him go. I'm starting to upgrade some swords so I can get some army up. So I'll send my next settler to the spot where I was talking about before with the wheat and the deer. And as you can see, my happiness is above +10, which means that I'd be happy even without fountain. So I'm thinking that maybe it would have been a good idea to save the fountain spot for my second city. And I'm still checking. I really want to buy that iron tile, but I really don't want to pay 65 gold for it. I'm keeping my scout out so I'll be able to know a turn or two in advance before the Mohawks come. And I'll brace myself, and as you can see, a couple Mohawks have started coming, so I'm gonna put all my swords in defensive positions and pull my worker back. Again, at this point, I think I would have rather have built like maybe a warrior in that city, in my first city. Would have been good. Because then I'd be getting another combat unit to defend myself. Also, it would have been nice to take archery earlier, so I could train a couple of archers to do some damage on the Mohawks, because as you can see, that is a lot of Mohawks. Like a ridiculous number of Mohawks. Let's see, I counted 5 or so Mohawks. It's a decent rush, turn 33. It could have been a little bit faster, because we were really close, so I think they could have gotten about as many Mohawks at turn 30 if they had planned a little bit better. But it's still a very strong rush, and we'll see how well, if I'm able to even survive, because that, I mean, my city strength is only at 11 right now, which is the same as the Mohawk. And I have 2 less swords. My ally is down below, but he kind of decided to send swords at the Iroquois capital, which I think is a little bit strange, because it seems like it would be better to just defend me. So anyway, just bombarding with the city all I can. I've fortified my swordsmen behind the river so they'd get a large penalty if they tried to attack over the river. So they can only attack over a river with their Mohawks. Anyway. And only now am I starting to train archers in my other city. I should have done that right away. Anyway, I'm building archers in my capital. Let's see, they're going to take some shots at my capital. We'll see how much damage they do. Pretty sure it's pretty significant damage at this point. It is over a river, but they're still attacking with a lot of units. I'll be getting archers, which will be able to do about 2 damage per turn to a Mohawk in open terrain. You can see there I did some nice damage right there on that Mohawk. And that's nice because you can't really replace that Mohawk. If I'd killed a Mohawk up on top, he could have just slid another Mohawk in. So as you can see there, he did quite a bit of damage on that Mohawk. And so at this point I'm going to slide some other units out so I can attack the injured Mohawks and hopefully reclaim control over the area in front of my cities, because I'm not sure if I can take... I wouldn't be able to take another hit like that. I'm under 50% health from that one turn of hits from the Mohawks. Anyway, I'm still spamming out archers. I killed off some more units, and my cap health is getting pretty low. So that's to the point where 2 Mohawk hits would kill it. So I'm debating about what I want to kill. I'm right now, it's again pretty dangerous, because if he can get those 2 Mohawks in attacking my capital, he might be able to take it. And granted, that wouldn't be the end of the game. Like, we still might be able to take the capital back, because all of his Mohawks are built off just upgrading, which is money they can't get back, so they won't be able to really rebuild an army. But it could be bad. Anyway, what I did right there is I suicided one of my swords into one of the Mohawks, so that I would be able to kill it off with the Mohawk behind. Afterwards, I tried to kill a Mohawk with a scout, and that didn't work, so then I used the other scout to finish him off. I always think it's fun to kill off swordsmen with scouts. Something I like to do. Anyway, my capital has been saved. They put it into the red. A very good rush on their part. And again, I'm not quite sure why Kor sent the swords to their capital. I feel like it would have been better to just protect me first and then just take them over. But I guess it worked out. Since they're at his capital, he would be taking it, because he used his insta-heal as well. Yep. So they're pretty much done. Those guys were 2 new players, and they did a very good job for the first time, for their first game. Very close to killing us. So they did a good job, but we just barely were able to hold on. Thanks for watching. See you guys.